Greetings, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to the Sankofa University podcast, a podcast that aims to educate and uplift Black African people throughout the diaspora. I'm your host, Sierra, also known as Sister Ama. And today's topic, I have the honor and pleasure of sitting down with Brother Mike or Brother Michael Davis. Today, we're going to be talking about the 45-year plan, the myth of job security, how to get out of the rat race, and how to develop your side hustle or side business, and also talking about self development. Just to give a background about Brother Mike here, he is the founder of Next Level Mentorship, a platform that supports self development, mentorship, and rewiring your mindset for success. Mike also has a clothing brand associated with his mentorship program, and he also has a background in catering, hospitality, and education. Mike also does talks on his Instagram surrounding mentorship, and also he does live Instagram interviews. I will put a link in the description for his content so that way you can go out and support the brother. But welcome, Brother Mike. It's nice to have you on the live.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Sierra. It's good to be on this whole first talk show live, and
Yeah.
I've been ready to get started for a while, like the past couple of weeks.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it's been a minute. I think this is what, our second live together, right? Because I think the first time we did a live was back on Instagram, but that was a while back. But it's been a minute, a long overdue live together. And this all started when I caught your live on the 45-year plan or work life. And then, like you just noticed, like a lot of the challenges associated with that. That's what we're gonna be talking about tonight, guys. Like the whole concept of working for 40 years or 45 years, how that's outdated, and basically how to get out of that. In today's economy and everything's going on with inflation and people getting laid off from their jobs, I think this is a very important and timely topic um, that needs to be discussed, especially for people that look like us, because I think a lot of us don't really pay attention to those things. So it's a very timely interview and discussion. So again, thank you once again, Mike, for coming on to the show. I'm really glad to share this platform with you and being able to discuss this with you. So, what made you decide to do that live that you did discussing the 45-year plan?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to thank you for having me on this whole platform to continue our talks. And we did have about a talk or two ago on IG Live for interview, but going back to this whole topic, so this whole 45-year plan, it got my attention about a couple months ago when I went to this whole conference with some people, part of my whole community and family. And one of the speakers talked about the employee life and just different parts of like leadership conference. And this topic, one keynote he got was it got my attention on this whole 45-year plan because I know that me as an employee, it does affect how I view the employee lifespan, and also I want to get out the rat race. And I just feel that working 9 to 5 or even education ain't my ultimate goal. So it got my attention. I just want to talk about going off what he talked about in one of my videos.
Awesome. All right. So you went to a talk and you saw some things and heard some things that spoke out to you. And I think that's the same thing with me. Um, Being like an entrepreneur, going to talks, going to conventions or conferences, and just learning more about why is it so important to get out of this, what we call the rat race. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail. But basically, when you're an employee, and before I get into this, it's no disrespect to anyone who's currently working a job, someone who's trying to, work to take care of themselves and their family. But what Mike and I are trying to do tonight is to open your eyes and basically point out like the system that is set in place. Because when you look at it, being an employee, there's a lot of odds stacked against you. And that's something that we're going to point out tonight. But basically, the first question that I want to ask Mike is, does job security still exist in today's world? Or is it just a myth? Is it still a real legitimate thing to have a secure job? for 30, 40 years? Or is it just a myth or a thing of the past?
Yeah, so going off that whole question there, I'll just say that this whole job security, ever since this whole pandemic for the coronavirus, and even before this whole thing, I don't think it's real. So I feel like job security, it is a thing of the past, and I feel like people who do work at a company for 30 plus years or 45 years, I feel like they don't exist no more. And I just know for myself that I've been caught myself where I've had passions or jobs where I had to switch either every 2 years or even before that because of just being bored and just feeling stuck. And
Mm.
I feel like the whole 9 to 5, I feel like ultimately it ain't my ultimate goal just to show up for myself and even win.
I agree. Like, looking back on my career or like my work life, I've done catering, I've done teaching, I've done a whole bunch of stuff. That's interesting because you do catering as well. But um, yeah, I've experimented like different career paths. Right now, like my current full time job, I work in a hospital in a psychiatric emergency room, and I'm tired. I really sat down and I was thinking, like, do I really want to do this for the next 30, 40 years of my life? Just keep going from job to job, not really feeling like true fulfillment? Or is it time for me to create my own way and create my own path as to what I want to do? Job security is no longer a thing. Maybe
Mm,
back in the day, like when our parents or grandparents were growing up, like they had stable jobs that they worked for 30 or 40 years and then they retired on a nice income. But that was like back in the day when jobs actually took care of their employees, right? They had like a pension
mm,
or 401k,
yeah,
and the cost of living wasn't too high. But now people are having to work 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet, which is insane. So that's the thing. Like, it's only going to get worse unless we take matters into our own hands. And the thing about job security is that again, it's not a thing anymore because anytime your employer can call you in and say that, oh, we need to downsize, we need to cut or lay off some people, then there you go. Now you don't have a job,
yeah,
right? At the end of the day, the company is going to look out for themselves. If they have to cut down on profits or anything, and that requires to lay off some people, well, who's to say that can't be you? So again, we're not looking down on being an employee, but rather we're just looking at the system, how it's been set up. It wasn't set up to benefit the employee. A lot of odds are stacked against them.
yeah. And also going off what you said, like when it comes to like the generation like before us and even great grandparents and so on, you're right. How at one point going to college and having a job, it did have a bigger meaning at that point then. And also you had your options were just different compared to how it is for everything nowadays in this generation and just this time. And also too, like working at corporate companies like Amazon and some of them, a lot of those jobs are at will. So going off what you said, how if you're at will at like Amazon and companies like that, like you never know when you're going to get fired.
Mm,
And
yes.
that's why like, I haven't pursued jobs like Amazon and some of those companies because I don't know how long I'll be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the thing. At will jobs. Guys, for those who don't know what an at will job is, Mike just explained it. Basically, it's a company that could fire you at will. You, like, you didn't have to do anything necessary to get fired. They can just call you in and say, "Hey, we have to cut back. We have to downsize. We have to let you go," and they don't have to give you a reason why, which is the scary part. But that's how it is. Um, People are getting laid off, and then they go through the same cycle again. They get a job, they trade time for money, and then they encounter problems on the job, and then they leave, but then they go in the same cycle over and over and over again, finding themselves trading hours for dollars. And what we don't realize is when we go work at a job, we don't realize what we're giving up, right? We think it's just, oh, I just go in and just clock in and clock out and get paid, but you're trading your time. That's something that you can never get back. And then on top of that, that's not even including like the how what you go through the job emotionally, mentally, especially if you're like in a toxic work environment. Now, if you
Yeah,
like your job and you like your coworkers, that's one thing. But if you're working like in an environment that's not, positive or just not the best environment, that really takes a toll on you. And like we really don't understand that when we go work at a job, we don't realize like what we're giving up, your time and then your energy, and then only all for that to be at risk if you get laid off or fired. Um, but any comments on that?
yeah. So I want to say too about how, yeah, I like what you said, and also about this whole at will thing, and also too, the thing is, yeah, like your energy is wasted, your time is wasted working a job, and also depending on how it is, you might work at a job 40 hours or longer than that, or you might, if depending on your industry, you might work 12, 15 hours a day, especially for restaurant, hospitality, some of those type of industries. And also a lot of times, and this, depending on your industry, especially if you're in hospitality, a lot of times you do work weekends, holidays, and if you want to go to an event or some occasion, you got to miss it a lot of times because the company needs you.
Mm-hmm. Or you gotta ask for time off, right? And that's if they approve it. So
Yeah,
that's the thing.
and also too, depending on how it is as an employee, you might get paid every 2 weeks, depending on your standard job, or sometimes you might get paid every week, and then you might have benefits or you might not have benefits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a lot of these companies tie their benefits to the job, which means if like your insurance, your health care, dental care, all those things. So imagine if you get fired, not only do you lose your job, you lose basically how to take care of yourself, which is another reason why um like people have to be more creative and understand that the employee lifestyle isn't what it's cracked up to be. And then again with inflation taking place. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, so they got to find themselves working two jobs to make ends meet, or three jobs, or taking like doing something else outside to make um to have bills paid. But they still find themselves in this vicious cycle of trading time for money. So
Yeah, and also too, the thing is, being like in the S category, like Robert Kiyosaki talks about, like self-employed. I mean, yeah, it is better than being an employee. But the thing is, you still don't have any real leverage. You're still giving up your time as self-employed, just like as an employee. So there's still no real power in what you're doing.
exactly. So guys, for those who didn't catch that, there's an author called Robert Kiyosaki, um, very well known for his book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, which basically breaks down financial literacy in layman's terms. I highly recommend the book for those who want to better understand financial literacy and entrepreneurship. But he also wrote another book called Cash Flow Quadrant, and in this book he breaks down the four types of ways to make money in America the legal way. The first way, as we just discussed, is being an employee. So basically, you work at a job as an employee and you trade time for money. And as we already mentioned, like there are a lot of um, disadvantages with that system of being an employee. You can get laid off from the job. You can get fired. Um, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Someone else is in control of your income. And then the second part of the quadrant is the self-employed category. So basically, you own a job. So these are people like your hairstylist, your um, what else? Barbers. Who
Um,
else?
in the
Who else
restaurant,
is
food trucks.
food trucks? There you go, food trucks. People who work for themselves basically. There's a little bit level of control there because you make your own schedule. Lyft drivers, technically, because they're contractors,
Yeah,
Uber drivers, people in that category, they own a job. There's more control in that category, but again, 100% of your income comes off of you. So if self don't go to work, self don't get paid. That's the thing. So, any comments on that, Mike?
yeah, too. And also, I agree about how Yeah, so being self-employed is better than employee, but they both still have their disadvantages and downfalls. And also, too, I also want to say just how when it comes to just being an employee and also entrepreneur, I feel also it's just about self-awareness, just knowing yourself that if you, if you like being an employee, like you said, keep being an employee. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, do something else, you have to know your strengths and weaknesses and fully analyze yourself to know what you get into.
Exactly. Just knowing yourself and what you want is crucial. And the second question that I wanted to ask you, Mike, is well, this kind of dives into what we were talking about, but why is it so important to have more than one stream of income? Why is that so important? I think we already talked about it, but for the audience sake, why is it so crucial to have more than one stream of income? Why can't I just have one stream? That's safe, right? No?
Yeah, no, yeah. So I'm saying, so for us and also just the other audience and other employees watching this, entrepreneurs or people building a personal brand. I mean, having more than one income, it gives us like a strong umbrella, a
Mm,
strong foundation to lean on. Because if one our one income, if our one income collapses, we have at least another income or more incomes under our foundation or our umbrella to fall back on. So that's why having just one foundation of income is never a good thing to just rely on because you're real close to being jobless or broke and just having more suffering.
exactly. So basically, what we're advising is if you have a job, keep your job if that's your main stream of income for now, but make sure that you're developing something outside of that, whether that's a side business or like a side hustle. That way, God forbid, if you lose your job, you have something to fall back on as opposed to not having anything. Um, but we gotta be careful though, because some people may say, "Oh, well, can I just get a second job as another stream of income?" But again, you're trading more hours for dollars, which is counter effective. The goal is to okay, keep your job for now, but build like a side business. That way, once your side business takes off the ground or you're making more income than what you are your current job, then you have the power to leave, right? You don't just want to leave right then and there. Make sure that you have enough money saved up. Make sure that you have income coming in from your business. That way, you can leave safely, and that way you have that safety net.
And also just going off of what you said too, I mean, everybody's different, especially when it comes to just finances and also even personality and just other factors. Because some people might have the finances where they can just leave their job on the spot just like that. And some other people, for us, who have to work another job or two jobs just to keep maintaining on top of building our personal brand or our side hustle. So I just say that it does depend on your finance and also your personality on whether you can weather the storm too.
True, absolutely. Do what's best for you, and do what's best for you in your situation.
And
Um,
also, yeah, I just know that I've been in a situation a few times where I've worked in education or two or three times where like I've been in and out because of just fatigue and just not feeling it and just wanting something different. And also, so I know it's like two, three times to not have benefits and just pay out of pocket on everything, come like insurance or even simple medicine. And then have, I mean, I know like the good thing about having a job with benefits is the benefits. But besides the benefits, I just know working education or just a job, depending on how the culture is, like we talked about, sometimes like it ain't worth it.
mhm, exactly. That's the main thing. Exactly. Um, let's see. Another question that I have is, well, this ties in with the previous question. Why is passive income so crucial?
Yeah, so to connect both questions, passive income just helps us make money for our side hustle or whether whatever business we're in because we don't need to actually trade our time for money or be active on the job. So we need that earned income for us to be there. So passive income, whether it be real estate, residuals, or any type of way where the money works for us, is always a good thing. But the thing is, passive income is still ain't fully passive. We still have to, like, especially in the early parts, whether it be a mentorship, a coaching business, online course, whatever we do, we still have to be active in the beginning stages to make sure that money in our system is right. But over time, it can be more passive for us in the long term to build our brand and also build our legacy.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree. In the beginning of starting your business, you're going to be doing a lot of the work, right? Whether it's starting in real estate, starting a mentorship program, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you're always going to put in most of the work at the beginning. But over time, as you gain traction, as you gain clients, as you develop your system and how you do things, and as you're able to hire people, then from that point you can start taking a back seat on your business and let your business and money work for you. And that's the difference between um, being an employee and being a business owner. Right? An employee, they trade time for money, but a business owner has a system in place. They have a system where they have people working with them to create that stream of income, even if they're no longer there. So that's the main difference.
Yeah. And also, too, I mean, of course, going back to the four quadrants, Robert Kiyosaki, that being on that right side, whether it be like a B for big business or investor, it is better than being on the left side of entrepreneur, me employee, and also self-employed. And also, too, when it comes to building a personal brand or just any type of entrepreneurship that we do, it's important that we know how to network and also we know how to sell and just know how to also to market what we do.
Exactly. Networking and marketing is so crucial, and it's something that I'm still learning how to do, like how to connect with people, how to build those relationships. Because whenever you have a business, your goal is to connect with the person. Don't see them as a sale, but like figure out who they are as a person and figure out what they want. Because that's how you get business. You figure out what the person wants and you fulfill that need. If I'm a person that needs mentorship and you see me um, and you provide that service or that product, then that's how you make money, right? So it's all about tapping into what the person wants or needs, and also finding your niche as well. When you think about your business, Michael, like your mentorship and self development, like what is your niche? Who are you catering to specifically?
Yeah, so when it comes to just like self-development, mindset, mentorship, I mean, part of my target audience is for young professionals, especially for us as Black and people of color. And also, there are some young teens and all that go into it. So, between young teens and also young professionals of us as color, that's just my whole audience and niche for it because I feel like there is a need for us in both parts that we need a strong mindset. We need self development, working on ourselves, and also rewiring our whole brain, and also just working on our interpersonal skills and connecting with each other. So that's where this whole thing on self development and mindset came in with me. And also something that I'm big into because I'm still growing myself for my whole mindset and also my spiritual life and my whole financial life. So self development and mindset is important for me when it comes to just my overall lifestyle and just overall well being.
That's wonderful. I like how you have a holistic approach as well, financially, spiritually, um, just those different areas. Because I think some people get caught up in one, which isn't a very good thing. It's always good when it comes down to development. It's always good to have a holistic approach. So that's one thing I appreciate about your brand and what you do.
Yeah. And also, I'm saying so for the people that are interested in me or follow me on the gram and just also the talks and even IG lives and all. I mean, yeah, if you're into self development, mindset, just elevating, just growing better in all areas of your life, like I said, mentally, financially, spiritually, you just want to just better yourself, then I'm for you. But if you ain't the self development or mindset and just elevation, then I won't be for you, and that's okay. You can just keep doing your thing and go to somebody else, or I can help you connect to what you're looking for, because it makes no sense for us to do business or partnerships if I can't provide value to you, or we can't have the same type of values and same mission.
Right. It's all about connecting with the person that you're working with and see if you guys have mutual interests. Basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it means a whole lot. And I mean, when you save yourself a lot of time in the long run, when you have the right partnerships and just having the right values, what you're looking for.
And I think that when it comes down to entrepreneurship, mentorship is so important. Like being able to take advice or listen to someone that has what you're currently aiming towards. It's easier to have someone in your corner that you can go to that's been through what you've experienced because they can help you avoid a lot of mistakes or whatever pitfalls that um, they've experienced. They can teach you how to avoid it, or if you do fall into those situations, they can help you to get out of it, as opposed to just trying to figure out everything by yourself. A lot of people um, like if they're starting out in entrepreneurship, I highly suggest that whatever your niche is, whatever you're trying to look for or trying to accomplish, find a mentor. Find someone that has done what you're trying to do and then reach out to them or connect with people. That's why networking is so important. Going to networking events, going to meetups. I don't know if you use that app, Mike. It's called Meetup. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I heard of. I mean, I used to use it. I heard about it, so it has worked.
hmm Yeah, so basically, for those who don't know, Meetup is basically an app and it allows you to connect with people like on various topics, whatever your for hobbies or for networking opportunities. Networking is crucial because you may find a person that wants to join your business, or you may find somebody that can help you get to where you want to go. It's all about leveraging your network, which creates your net worth. So that's something I like to say.
Yeah, and also going on what you said. I mean, using the Meetup app or anything like that, it does work sometimes. And also too, just going to just any other networking events or just using social media or just real life networking, connecting, like those are all good ways to find people for your interests or your niche. And just even if you find people outside your whole niche, I mean, that's good too because you can learn from them. And you also might have commonalities that you never know with people outside of your whole area of interest too. And also, I know for me, yeah, some meetups has been a good job, and also using either LinkedIn, the Gram, and other ways just to spread my reach and also network with like-minded people. So that
I
all,
didn't know that you were on LinkedIn. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I didn't know. I have to follow you. Send me your
um,
LinkedIn when we're finished, because I'm also on LinkedIn as well. Um,
yeah. So no, I'm not on LinkedIn anymore, but I was, and also I
oh,
made the change on from LinkedIn to the Gram because I feel like for me, I didn't understand how LinkedIn worked, and also I just like left it for the Gram because I feel like the Gram is better for me for my utilization compared to LinkedIn.
oh, okay. That's another thing, guys. Like a tip: if you're growing your business or side hustle, utilize social media. Um, that's the quickest way for people to find you, and also, if possible, diversify your platforms. Like for me, um, for Sankofa University, yes, I have a YouTube channel, but I'm also on Instagram as well. I used to be on Anchor or Spotify, but then we moved technically to YouTube. But try to diversify your platforms or find a platform that works best for you. Like for Mike here, LinkedIn wasn't really the you know necessarily a good platform to use for his um, brand, so he moved to Instagram, and now he's gained a lot of traction and attention just by um, his just changing the platform. It all depends on what you're looking for, what your business is, and the best way for people to see you. But you have to know how to network and utilize social media. Or if you have the power, hire someone that can do that for you. That way, um, you people are getting attention, or you're getting attention from people onto your page, and that way they can share your information with other people, which is how you gain not only traction but also potentially income as well.
Yes, I just want to say so making a small switch from platform to platform can help. And like you said, it just goes back to self awareness and just knowing yourself. Because if you do good or vibe on LinkedIn, keep doing LinkedIn. But also, if other platforms work for you, that's good. But I just know that for me, being on the gram for my brand and also just utilizing my skill set, that's a better fit for me.
So that brings to, well, we already answered this question. Why is self development so important for entrepreneurship? I think we already answered it. So I like how these questions are just, I like how these answers are tying into the next question. But basically, in a nutshell, you have to evolve, right? A lot of us, when we decide to take that step into entrepreneurship, one of the reasons why a lot of people quit or give up on business is because they come in with an employee mindset. Um, so it's super important to read and listen to podcasts or audios from successful people in business, especially in what you're trying to do. So that way you develop that mindset and that mentality. Because being an employee and an entrepreneur, those are two different mindsets, right? An employee trades time for money. A business owner uses money to get more time. An employee has someone telling them what to do, whereas a business owner they have to tell themselves what to do. Right? They have to take initiative to go out and take action. They have to be creative and solve problems. Right? As an employee, you just wait to be told what to do, and you have someone try to validate that for you. But when you're a business owner and entrepreneur, you have to figure those things out on your own. And that's not saying that you won't have someone in your corner advising you, like again with mentorship and everything. But as a business owner or entrepreneur, you have to take more initiative to do things yourself, as opposed to waiting for someone to tell you what to do.
I mean, I'm saying like everything you said has been good. Everything you said was like straight to the point, and also like all 100. And also, I want to say too about what you said is that I mean, in some ways, I still got that whole employee mindset because I'm still an employee myself. In addition to building a whole personal brand and more, so I still got that employee mentality a little bit. But also too, I just know that yeah, like being an employee, it does have limits on your mindset and your overall well-being because you got a boss or supervisor who controls your time and they dictate your attire, dress code, behavior, everything. Then also, I've had coworkers in education and other people can know this employee too that I've had coworkers that think that they're the boss. And they really think that they can just dictate my whole schedule and my time and my job description. And the thing is, like, they're just an employee like myself, so they can validate me or dictate my time and give me that whole empowerment. Because that type of empowerment and validation comes from myself. And yes, I do have, yes, I'm still an employee. And yes, I do have a boss. But the thing is, my real boss comes from the power of God and also Allah.
Wonderful. So, as again, that's great though. Um, again, like just understand that yes, you do have the employee mindset, but you're still like making your way into like being your own boss and just focusing on your brand. Are there any books that you read? Or any audios that you listen to by any people?
Yeah, so I'm saying, so what I read or listen to, I mean, there's a book called Next Level Thinking about having like abundant thoughts and successful thoughts by Joel Osteen. There's a podcast I listen to by E.T. Eric Thomas, Secrets to Success. And also, of course, I listen to motivation clips by David Goggins and also some Myron Gordon. and those type of people. And also, especially when it comes to Graham, Wallow 267, Gilly the Kid, $1 million worth of games, the group they got, and also Rashad Bilal, Troy Millings, Earn Your Leisure. That's definitely helped my whole self development and whole financial journey along the way.
I do watch Earn Your Leisure on YouTube. Excuse me. I am subscribed to them, actually. A lot of good content. But yes, guys, reading and listening to audios is super crucial because your goal is to rewire your mind. So Mike, he shared some very powerful tools and resources that he's used as far as his journey. For me personally, I listen to StreamYard podcasts. Um, and then on top of that, books. I'm currently reading a book called Fanatical Prospecting. And basically, that book is talking about how to prospect people on social media, how to prospect in person, and like how to gain traction in your business, how to network with other people. And then another book that can be recommended is, of course, Robert Kiyosaki's books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Cash Flow Quadrant. Those books are highly recommended as well. And then there's an author that I adore, like his work, Darren Hardy. I don't know if you've heard of Darren Hardy, but he wrote a book called The Compound Effect. So basically, like how your actions every day can compound into great results. Like how the like what's the importance of being consistent, basically, and how to stay on track with achieving your goals. And then the last one is the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. That's one of my favorite books because he basically gives the in and outs of being a business owner and what to expect and like how to overcome the challenges that you will face in business. So those are just some of the books that I recommend. If you like, I can definitely share that information with you. And of course, you can send some stuff my way, like the books that you've read over time.
And I also want to ask you too about, since you said about whole like prospecting with social media and just like networking outside of it. I want to say, so how much has that worked for you on your improvement?
Okay, so how has prospecting helped me as far as my improvement?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So how have you improved on your prospecting on social media and also in person?
It has improved. In the beginning, I was in person. I was super shy. I did not like because I prospect like in the grocery store, places that I go. I was super shy at first. I'm like, I don't want to go talk to this person. But over time, I've gotten better. Like I just say to myself, okay, it's only for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. Just ask them a question. Hey, I'm an expansion manager for my company, and I'm looking to expand. Do you keep your options open as far as making additional income? Yes or no? If they say yes, I exchange my information using my digital business card. I don't know if you know of an app called Hi Hello. Have you heard of it?
So I never heard about. No, I don't know that.
So I gotta share that with you. It's a great resource. Like if you're on the go and you're trying to share your information with people, it's like a digital business card. So I share my information with them, and then that's it. We exchange information, and I schedule to meet with them at a later time. If they say no, I just keep it going. And what I've learned is you have to be okay with rejection because the more no's that you get in business, that's going to lead to you getting a yes. So I've gone through a lot of no's in business, and now like I'm starting to see traction in what I'm doing. People are saying yes to join my team. People are saying yes to doing business, but you still got to keep going. You can't quit. You have to keep going, and you got to learn how to face rejection, whether that's from strangers or family members, but you got to keep going. So I think with prospecting, how it's improved over time, I've gotten better. I'm not as shy as I used to be. And that's not saying I don't get nervous in front of people because I don't know you. you're a stranger. But I just suck it up and just go in and just be more confident when talking to people and just going through the nose. I learned how to better handle rejection and I learned how to step out of my comfort zone as a result of prospecting. It's turned me into a different person for the better. So I hope that answered your question.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I'm glad that like you made the work to improve your whole prospecting, your whole networking on your self-development journey. And I'm glad that the whole Sankofa University, everything that you're doing is growing. So I'm glad to see that in you. And also, I just want to say about how when it comes to just having those no's and rejections, I know that a lot of times going from just being an employee to having a personal brand, I mean that's something that you don't get used to. But also, it is hard at first. So I just want to ask you about how can people build that wall of confidence to that determination to get through the no's? Because you know
Well,
sometimes like I mean it depends on the personality, but I feel like sometimes you got to have that whole determination and dog in you.
yeah, so the main thing is understanding your why. Why are you in business? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to start a podcast? Why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to start a platform for yourself? You have to keep that why close to you. And once you realize what your why is, that's going to keep you going no matter what comes your way. Right? If I go up to someone and I get a no, okay, that's I like that. Okay, people have the right to say no just as much as they have the right to say yes to you. And if they're meant to be on your team or work with you, what's going to happen? If they're not meant to be on your team or work with you, then you keep it moving. There's so many people to talk to. And again, reading is super crucial because that's how you improve on your skills. So the book that I'm currently reading, Fanatical Prospecting, that has changed like how I go out and talk to people, and also being what your faith is, right? Having that spiritual mindset of right, God is gonna help me get through this, right? God is gonna help me get through these challenges, and having that faith. And again, what is your why? Because if your why is important to you, your reason for getting into business is important for you, you're gonna keep going no matter what, right? And realize that if you quit or you give up, then it's kind of like what you did was in vain, right? You don't want your work to go in vain. And if you're doing your platform or business for somebody else, then not only are you quitting on yourself, but you're also quitting on them, in which they're and something basically that, right? So one reason why I became a business owner or entrepreneur was to help my grandparents. So I realized that if I quit on my platform and my business, then that's kind of like giving up on them too. So having a strong why and understanding that the no's are gonna come, but it is through that those no's that you get stronger and you develop into the person that God is calling you to be. You're gonna face rejection, but that
Yes.
just means that you're going in the right direction.
Yeah. I'm saying like I appreciate your whole answer, your whole insight, and just the work you put in your whole self-development journey to your networking, your communication skills, Sierra.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, Let me see. What other questions do I have for you? I think we got a lot of them. Oh, so Mike, why is it that so many people cling to job security as opposed to starting a business or a side hustle?
Yeah, so the whole thing about job security, it goes back to just it being conditioned. So I feel like it's conditioned from like generations on top of generations where we need to have work at a job for a certain amount of time and get benefits, social security, pension, and more. So I feel like we cling to that just as a way to feel normal or just to feel safe. And like we talked about before, how there really is no job security since this whole pandemic or the coronavirus. and even before it, because a lot of jobs, whether it be corporate, education, and all, I mean, we're just another person, we're just another money ticket. So they don't value us and for our well-being or give a damn about us. And that's why a lot of times we just stay employees just to clean that job security or just to stay safe and just to stay afloat with the check. And also, when it comes to that side hustle of building a personal brand, I feel like sometimes we're just scared to work on our skills and also just scared of the unknown. But the thing is, like, when you take the unknown like head on with a good attitude and have your faith intact, it can be a good thing and to work out. But we just have to separate and rewire our mindset about building a personal brand, how we view the unknown, how we view, like you said, rejection, the no's. Because if we do all of that, we can be stronger and win in the end.
Absolutely. Just being that risk taker and embracing the journey. It's not going to be an easy journey, but it sure beats being in a job for 40 years and have nothing to show for it. So, head on, right on. And I do want to ask you, um, there was a question that I wanted to ask you. Okay, how should people get started in their side hustle? Like, hey Mike, I want to start a side hustle or a business. How should I get started? What should I do? Do you have any tips or recommendations?
So it goes back to what we talked about a little bit. So we said a little bit how if people are employees like you, me, and just other ones like this of us, they should start building that side hustle, start building that personal brand, either on the weekend or outside their 9 to 5, whether that be during 12 to 6 or 6 p.m. to 12. Like start building that right now. So whatever your interest is, whether it be baking, cooking, a food truck, whether it be doing tattoos, whatever your interest is, do that during your 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. or your 12 to 6 or whatever it is. Get started right now and start building some interest and start building some traction and build the skill set and mindset that you need on that. So that way, when you work on it outside of your job, eventually, depending on how your finances are set up, you can eventually leave your 9 to 5. Or if you want to leave it ASAP, you can do that too and take the risk head on.
Right, finding your passion and just getting started. Right, I think a lot of people don't get started in entrepreneurship because they're afraid of making mistakes. But you're gonna make mistakes. But whatever it is going to be bad at first. Your first podcast may be bad. Your first live Instagram or YouTube may be bad. But it's the fact that you keep going that you're going to get better, and people appreciate that. Like you getting started, you just beat 90% of the people that choose not to do it out of fear.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
right.
main thing is finding your niche, finding your passion, and getting started. That's the main thing. I do want to
Yeah,
ask you this
yeah. I
question.
want to say too about how, yeah, I like what you said. And also, the thing is too that, I mean, showing up is half the battle. But besides showing up, you also have to be dedicated and also consistent and keep working on yourselves. So it's never enough just to show up.
Mm, it's not
And
enough just to show up.
yeah, so it's never enough just to show up if you don't work on yourself.
Exactly.
And also,
Um,
I want to say too is just that I feel like also if we did, if we had just more courage and just more strength and more faith in ourselves and our skill set, I feel like a lot of us would have more personal brands or would have more entrepreneurship or side hustles along type of line.
exactly. So, Mike, I do want to ask you this last question. Unless there's anything else that you want to talk about, but where do you see your personal brand like 1 year from 1 year from now? Like, where do you see yourself heading moving into 2024 and forward?
Well, I just know for right now in 2023 compared to like last year, I know that I came a long way in like the last year and a half or so when it comes to especially when I was doing this whole next level lifestyle on self-development talks and even just doing interviews. So I came a long way doing videos and doing live because I mean, I was nervous. I was shook at first because being on camera and having that red light, like I see here, live button, or just a red light, I mean, it paralyzed me, it froze me because I didn't know how to react to it. Because seeing a red light while you're recording on a camera, I mean, it can be nerve wracking and sometimes it is nervous, but you can't let that stop you. And also, you have to rewire your mind. And I still want to say too that I had people in part of the community, part of the family, help me out to come from a different place on how to attack it. So instead of looking at the red light or the nerves, they helped me come at a place of just providing value, providing positivity, providing wisdom, providing information instead of thinking about how I feel in front of the camera. So that mindset shift on what the people in our community and our family gave me, it has helped compared to a year and a half ago to now.
Okay.
And also to answer your question, so I want to say that a year from now, I see I see that come 2024, I see that the videos I do for self development and lives and just even next level mentorship clothing, I feel like it's just going to keep growing bigger and bigger. Come next year doing those type of things, and me just staying true to myself and my faith in God, Allah, whatever else people believe in besides myself, and just keep building my skill set, my mindset one day at a time, and just stay in the moment. I feel like next level mentorship and next level lifestyle, my whole talks and lives will be to the next level, another notch.
That is wonderful. Great to hear. I'm looking forward to seeing more content from you and just seeing you improving and developing yourself. And I can't wait to see what you and Lex, next level mentorship is going to have in store. But I'm really happy for you, man. Just having your brand and just seeing you come on this journey. I see you on the lives on Instagram. Sometimes, like if sometimes I may not catch them up because I'm at work or anything. But when I do watch them, they really do have a lot of eye-opening gems that anyone can really learn from. So I'm just glad to see your brand growing. I can't wait to see what's up next for you. I know it's going to be something greater and better than before. So yeah, is there any other questions or comments before we log off? Anything that you want to say?
No, so I just want to thank you for bringing me on this whole platform, like to have this whole talk this live here, and also besides that, I can't wait for you to keep developing yourself and see where you keep going with Sankofa University and your whole journey because your journey is just getting started.
It is. It's thank you so much. It is just getting started. It's been a minute since I posted something on here. So one thing moving forward is the consistency in my posts and like what I make. Sundays seem like a very good time for me to make some content because that's when I'm most free. But yeah, um, but I really enjoyed this live, honestly, and I think that if you're interested, Mike, we can do live segments together, either on your platform or on here. It's up to you, or we can switch on. So maybe the next time we do a live together, it can be on your platform. But these self development talks are so crucial because I think a lot of people get stagnant in their way of life. Like, have you ever met that person that like they're the same as they were all like 5 to 10 years ago? They haven't changed because they haven't self developed or learned anything new,
Yeah, I
right?
totally. Mhm. Yeah.
So self development is super crucial, not just for being an entrepreneur or business owner, but just for anybody. Because as life goes on, you have to change for the better. If you're not growing and changing, what are you doing? You're not living. So,
Yes.
um,
Yeah, I definitely see people, know people who are like that. And also, I know that there's times when I felt and I feel like that too, where I was just stagnant. I was stuck. I was just had no direction.
Mm. Another reason why self development and mentorship is crucial. So that's a tidbit. Um, but is there anything else that you would like to say before we end this live stream?
Yeah. Also, I want to say too is that especially coming this upcoming week, I do got some videos and more content coming when it comes to just self development, mindset, and even next level mentorship. So I got some more content and gyms on the way for both of those type of things for the personal brands. And also too, I want to say that if anybody wants to follow along for me and also other people from our community, also the family, uh, especially from the gram to anybody else watching this, it's next level Mike underscore on the gram.
Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do is post your link to your content in the description, so that way people can easily find you. Right, your Instagram link. If there's any other links that you want me to include, just send them to me, and I will definitely add them. But thank you so much, Mike, for coming on to the show. I really appreciate your time and your insight. And learning about your journey and like your experiences, not only working as an employee, but also starting your business and your brand. I can't wait to see what next level mentorship has in store moving forward. And again, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
And yeah, I just want to say one last thing. So I also want to give a shout out to just everybody that's in our community and our family, especially people in our community like Jairus Tucker, um, Sri Mahabir, of course, you, a part of the whole family, and other people in the family that's helped me on my journey and just connecting.
Thank
So
you.
without y'all being a part of the community, part of the family, I wouldn't be here without it.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I, I do appreciate it. I really do.
Because I'm saying, because like we've been connected as a family and just as a community a lot within like the past few years, and I'm grateful for that.
All right. Thank you. Um, and I'm grateful for, you know, being a part of being a part of this platform and seeing where you are taking you and your business and your journey. It's always grateful to see what you're up to, you know?
I appreciate it, and like I said before, there's more content coming this upcoming week on the self development talks, next level mentorship, and more. And also too, I definitely want to keep these conversations going, and also of course even have like a IG live interview with you this upcoming week on Sunday on my platform IG live, and just more talks like this on this stream here.
Oh, absolutely. We can definitely talk about it. We can definitely look into doing a live next Sunday. It will have to be in the evening because I'm doing some things with my grandparents, like early that morning. But yeah, we can definitely, excuse me, we can definitely um do another live stream. It doesn't have to be here. We can do it on your platform on Instagram. Um, I really look forward to it. You know, let's keep up these self development talks. Start like a whole series. That's something that we can both do together. I'm
Oh
looking
yeah,
forward to it.
yeah, for sure. Because like I said before, like with someone else a part of the whole community and the family, like Jairus Tucker and some other ones, like we've done like 19 lives between us, almost 20 lives with me and Jairus.
Wow.
So we started building that type of connection, doing these IG lives and all.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. Maybe we can all three do a loud together. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. And also, we'll definitely figure out a time schedule for another talk IG live or one on this platform here.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. But if there's nothing else to say, Michael, thank you so much for your time and your energy and your insight. I look forward to doing another live with you in the near future. And it's been nice having you on the stream.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate being here for real.
Of course, no problem. All right, All right, YouTube. I was about to say Instagram. My bad. I'm thinking too fast. All right, YouTube. This has been Next Level Mentorship in Sankofa University. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We hope that you gained a lot of inspirational nuggets with you. That way, you guys can learn about how to start your journey into entrepreneurship and self development, how to get out the rat race, and how to break out of the 45-hour um, work week or plan. Because times are changing. It's time to self develop and change our minds so that way we can wake up to see what's going on with the employee lifestyle and how to improve our lives for the better, so to speak. But if there's nothing else, this is Sankofa University and Next Level Mentorship signing off. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, appreciate everything to everybody in the community and the family for being here.
All right. Peace.
All right, be easy.